Let me share this to see if anybody wants to come over. They never do, but as you can see, I'm in the dojo tonight. I'm not at the beach. Um, I wish for some reason, I can't get this version. Um, but I keep asking. If you notice, I put it in the description. I keep asking this same question. And what I wanted to do was read some of the responses I've gotten. Damn, you people are fucking dumb. Yeah, I didn't do a script tonight because I'm like fed up. So let's have a look at some of the. So I've asked. Well, let me see here. These people are stupid. So I asked. Oh no, they keep putting up Photoshop pictures. Why isn't Biden president? Why didn't Biden release the list and win the election? Slam dunk compared to the bullshit they made up. Who's DOJ arrested Epstein? I haven't heard a word from you dumbasses for 4 years. Weird. Now, what you could have just said. Where is it? Here's some of the responses. I can't. Okay, I posted. Let me see. You know, Trump falls upstairs because I posted a picture of um, Biden falling up the stairs with the text. When someone yells, Ashley is in the shower, because they really don't have a problem with pedophilia. They just have a problem with Trump. Period. So some of the responses are borderline retarded. There is no answer to your post full of bullshit and babble. Just a question, and I'll answer. You could have just said no, and I responded. You could have just said no, I don't have an answer, instead of babbling and embarrassing yourself. Why isn't Biden president? Why didn't Biden release the list and win the election? Still waiting, Sling Blade. They came back. I'm not embarrassed at all. I simply said Trump falls upstairs, and well, you went by on a big rant. In answer to your question why Biden is not president, he recognized he was not up for the task and stood down. Fairly simple. He did not stand down. He was replaced, unwillingly, by the way, by the cackling dingus. Unlike Trump, who is incompetent, incontinent, falls over, his complete word salad, goes off on odd rants about odd things. It's like they, who said it? Oh, it was Goebbels, wasn't it, or Hitler? Goebbels accused the other side of that which you are guilty. Who was clearly an early stage dementia and is too old to do the job, yet never did do the right thing and stepped down. Biden obviously did not win the election because he wasn't in the running. As to Biden not releasing the list, Biden or the admin does not control the list. The courts need to grant authority to. No. Yeah, he does. Oh, yeah, they. Hold on. Do not control the list. The courts need to grant authority to release it, and they would have been unlikely to do so, as you can see now with Trump. Failed attempts to pretend to get the list released. The courts are blocking him. Trump also is the only one who has the DOJ in his pocket, like his personal lawyers, is the only one who campaigned and convinced his gullible voters that he would release it, and also the only one who interferes in other departments that he has no authority. He has authority over all those departments. They're called the executive branch. Executive means execute the law as Congress passes them. For example, immigration law. That's Trump's job, to execute the law that Congress passed. U.S. Code 8. Yeah, he does. Meaning he controls the DOJ. But then why are you mad at Trump for not releasing the list? He doesn't control the DOJ. You just said it. Sit down, stupid. You're an idiot. The United States Department of Justice, also known as the Justice Department, is a federal executive department of the U.S. government that oversees the domestic enforcement of federal laws at the administration of justice. It is equivalent to the Justice or Interior ministries of other countries. The department is headed by the U.S. Attorney General, who reports directly to the President of the United States and is a member of the President's cabinet. So why didn't Biden tell his DOJ to release the list? He'd be president right now. Matter of fact, the cackling dingus might even be president right now. Nobody can give me an answer. Some idiot had the nerve to say because Biden wasn't going to use the power of the DOJ and the courts to go after his political opponents. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you just say that with a straight face? You don't expect me to call you a fucking idiot? What is wrong with you? That's what I want to do. And I still haven't got an answer, a real answer. And by the way, when they accuse Trump, I get confused if they're talking about Trump or if they're reading Ashley's diary. I get confused. Which, by the way, is they actually have more evidence on Biden than they do Trump. So, anyway, also Hunter. By the way, if Paramount X Colbert's report, because Trump didn't like it, they gave $1.5 billion to South Park, who literally the next day go off on him 10 times harder than Colbert ever has. Genius. Oh yeah, the Colbert thing. The loony left are losing their stuff. Woman arrested after sending man 159,000 messages after first date. Well, they're getting really desperate out there because men are walking away. We're not going to put up with women's shit anymore. I'm tired of hearing about this genocide in Gaza, which doesn't exist. Oh yeah, another one with the photoshopped pictures that they keep posting. And all the loony leftist networks are broadcasting the protest in Scotland over Trump, which I've been talking to Scots on Facebook. There are more people who support him than, because, well, rape gangs are kind of, they'll do that. Oh, I gotta. But yeah, I didn't script anything. I just, it's been bothering me all day. Call to action happening now. Thousands are marching through Edinburgh, Scotland, protesting Donald Trump. They see him as the criminal predator bully he is on the run from the scandal that continues to follow him. What scandal? Hold on. I want to share that same question again. And you're watching me do it. Well, you're not watching me. But why isn't Biden president? He would have been, guarantee it, if he had released a list, which he had for 3.5 years. I'll give him 3.5, because they were still doing investigations for a little bit. 3.5, and he could have. But nobody can give me an answer. Why isn't Biden president? Why didn't Biden release the list and win the election? Because I guarantee it, none of us would have voted for. Well, yeah, that was before the Ashley Biden diary. So was it? No, the election was after. So yeah, I probably still wouldn't have voted for him. I would have voted independent or something. But then again, the cackling dingus. Definitely wouldn't have voted for her because, well, she's not a pedophile, but she's a whore. I mean, a proper garden tool. Excuse me. Local scientists have discovered a new way to guard against getting really sick from COVID-19. Natural immunity. If you're really fucking old, don't go near people with COVID. Shocking, huh? That's really all I had planned. It was driving me nuts. Nobody can answer that simple question. Why isn't Biden president? He had control of the DOJ. That would have been a slam dunk compared to the shit they came up with. You over you Is my mic even working? Yeah, it is. You overestimated the value of Mar-a-Lago, estate with two oceanfront properties, and the one next door is worth, 800 million. Who are they trying to fucking kid? They didn't release it because his name isn't on it. Matter of fact, I have an entire a bunch of questions that they can't answer either. Where is it? I gotta go over it. This is how I do stuff. For example, is this the one? Oh, that's the left is poorly educated. Oh, here it is. First question: true or false? President Donald Trump is definitely proven to have a connection with Jeffrey Epstein. False. There is no substantial evidence that establishes a definite connection between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. The assertion lacks rigorous investigation and often relies on sensationalized narratives rather than credible information. AI created photos, photoshopped. One of them actually still had the woman's hair in it with Epstein over top of it. And people were still believing it. True or false? The Department of Justice under President Biden publicly disclosed information linking Trump to Epstein. False. The DOJ did not release any evidence or information that directly links Trump to Epstein. If such evidence existed, it would likely be politically significant and would have been leaked or made public given the high stakes involved. True or false? Allegations surrounding Trump and Epstein are often viewed through a sensational lens in political discourse. True. Many observers note that discussions about Trump's alleged connections to Epstein often lack thorough investigation and instead focus on sensationalism. This reflects broader trends in political discourse where narratives may prioritize drama over factual accuracy. True or false? The FBI has confirmed the existence of a strong relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. False. The FBI under Biden did not confirm any strong relationship between Trump and Epstein. While investigations may explore various connections, no credible evidence has been released to substantiate such claims definitively. True or false? Political context plays no role in how allegations against public figures are perceived. False. Public context significantly influences how allegations are perceived. The political climate can shape narratives, with observers often questioning motives behind the release of certain information, especially when it involves prominent political figures like Trump. Nobody can answer any of those questions. They just call me stupid names because that's what they have. Because they're poorly educated but totally indoctrinated. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If I get anything, I could blast a little more later. Whatever, I don't care. But I believe this new computer is working better than it ever has. By the way, how do you like the dojo background? Yeah, that's my dojo, sort of. I would love to build one, but you could let me know what you think in the comments, or unlist live replay once stream ends. No, I should have done closed caption too. I'm still not perfectly good with YouTube. I was going to try and go over onto what's that one, Rumble, but it's not allowed here in Brazil because they tried to pull the same stuff with that they did with X. I guess X caved because I have X again, but Rumble didn't cave, and they just not allowed here. Which fine, stand up for freedom, and I'm keeping an eye on my social media too, because sometimes they And then another thing that's been driving me nuts all day. And I wish the loony left were here so I could tell them this. Um, if um, to you loony leftists lecturing everybody on immigration, if you don't have a green card and don't know how to fucking get one, sit down and shut the fuck up and stop lecturing me. You're an idiot. You'll always be an idiot. Yes, I've been getting lectured on immigration by loony leftists who, if you put them all in a room, couldn't rub two fucking brain cells together. All, what, 7 million of them or whatever? I don't know how many have voted for the cackling dingus. But, yeah, I don't have a partner like Grumpy to play off of, so. I was teaching them, they were online last night, or live last night, and I was trying to teach them Portuguese, like, vai se foder depois o ponto de caça, which means fuck off past the deer stand. It literally means fuck off past the hunting point, but they don't use deer stands in Brazil, so it's loosely translated. Vai ser foder o ponto de caça, which means, and then there's, I was teaching them, what was the other one? Because I was talking to my wife too, it was her birthday the day before. Feliz aniversario, which means happy birthday. And what was it? Obrigado. What, for male it's obrigado. For female it's obrigada. So I was teaching, more for fun than anything. They don't really need it. They're never going to come to Brazil. Most of them, and most people don't have like the nutsack to go to another country and, No, and no disrespect. I'm just saying, the exchange rate here is getting better thanks to them electing an idiot and America not. Gas is going up though because of, I guess there's a tariff on ethanol now, which the government owns the oil company, which is weird. So you would think gas would be really cheap. It's not, because, well, when the government's corrupt, really corrupt, I mean, they make America look like fucking angels. The only real difference between Brazil and America is the language they screw you over in. That's it. It's just America has more money to play with because they elect their president couldn't read till he was a teenager. He's a blithering idiot. Sorry to say. Their school system is ranked 79th in the world. When America's school system, who can't tell you that what a man or a woman is beating you, you might want to think about, upping your game a little bit. Oh, the school my wife works at asked me if I wanted to teach English, but my Portuguese isn't fluent. And I straight up told them, I do not have the patience to deal with you people or your kids. Yeah, sit the fuck down before I throw you out a window. Yeah, I'm not, But I'm going to wrap this up because I just wanted to throw that stuff out there and just rant a little bit. Because I can't rant to the loony left, and and I'm not there to convince them. I'm actually there just to make fun of them. I have a video called Poorly Educated, which basically is that deep dive podcast that I send my stuff into, and they talk about how poorly educated but totally indoctrinated they are. They are too. I don't care what you say. If Trump said the sky was blue, they'd argue the point. No, it's off-white or it's beige. Why? I mean, God forbid you agree with Trump on anything, but yeah, I'm still waiting on an answer on that one. Why isn't Biden or the cackling dingus? By the way, she can actually release the list as well. Oh, another lie. Uh, every uh, from solar to wind. Stop. Um, they wrote, if you took away all energy subsidies, wind and solar power would be the cheapest sources of electricity, and it's not even close. They all get subsidies and they all go bankrupt. Why? That's a lie because they all get subsidies. Obama gave them subsidies and they went fucking broke. No, another lie. Over 75% of Trump's budget is for military and police. No, it's not. It's for welfare. Welfare has always been the largest budget item in the American budget. Always. 2016 numbers, it was $1.03 trillion. Do you know what the total budget that Trump proposed was? 1.69 trillion. That's the budget. Um, welfare is our largest budget item. Hold on, let me see if I can tell him to stop lying. Stop lying. Welfare is our biggest budget. Stop lying. Welfare is our biggest budget item and always has been. 2016, it was um, $1.03 trillion. But, yeah, more bullshit about. I'm still waiting on an answer. Still waiting. Nobody can give me one. Let me see. I gotta go. That's the. Tired of hearing about that too. The fake genocide in Gaza. If people are starving, this is just. I'm just throwing it out there. An idea. How about Hamas? Get rid of Hamas so they stop stealing the food and. What idiots. Oh yeah, that that meme I put with the Biden. Why isn't Biden president? By him falling up the stairs. The brilliant comeback from one of these idiots was, well, Trump falls upstairs too. That was their comeback. Anyway, oh yeah, I got to mention Hulk Hogan passed away. Sad. I mean, I grew up on him. I was a wrestler for 5 years, and Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Again, I was a musician too for a lot longer than I was a wrestler, which is sad. But you got to look at Ozzy. He was Parkinson's disease. He was suffering, and Hulk Hogan. I mean, his back problems. He was probably in a lot of pain. So glad their pain's over. Um, Icons. More people will remember Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan than any of us. So maybe me. Some someday someone will find my books and go, "This guy was a fucking genius." Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and my wife just bought some wine. I have one beer left, and I got a bottle of Pepsi waiting. Yeah, I can't stand. The one thing I don't like about it keeps coming back with the bit rate's too high. Well, I didn't set the bit rate, idiots. You guys did. I ran that program through OBS. You can run optimization, and I ran that, and that's what it did. So it's on you people. It ain't on me. Called one of the guy who taught me how to wrestle, Junior White. He was taken out by, he was moving furniture, I guess, from a U-Haul. It fell off. He was taken out by Hornswoggle and his bicycle. I guess he fell off the truck and hit his balls on a garden gnome, and then a bike fell on him. So he was literally taken out by Hornswoggle and his bike, which, he was in a little bit of pain, but I'm sorry, I had to laugh. I'm sorry. If you get taken out by a fucking garden gnome and his bike, that's funny shit. I don't care who you are. You can't make that stuff up. That's just the shit that, should be in a book somewhere, but with pictures. But I'm going to go and maybe go have, after I'm done with this beer, either have some Pepsi or some wine. I haven't made up my mind yet. There's a picture of Biden and Obama, the two worst presidents in American history. And my book, just for the record, my book called Messiah. Hold on. Let me promote that one. Because they've been posting ever since, what a great president. He was a fucking idiot. My book came out before Tulsi Gabbard dropped her papers. So here you go. Go over and buy the frickin' book. You'll figure out he was an asshole long before Tulsi Gabbard. And keep watching. I'm working on more of those deep dives into my books, so you kind of get an idea what they're about. They almost give them away, to be honest. So I'm going to start changing up how I do, the new profile picture, me and my wife, who, there aren't too many KFCs here, so yeah, she doesn't look like you're American. What cracks me up is all the American women that would throw their nose up at me, and that's my wife. Really? Yeah, you don't look like the bag of chips. You kind of look like you ate the whole fucking bag of chips. So you can keep moving there, senorita, or senor. I'm not sure. You have a little bit of, beard going on there. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here before I get into trouble. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to kick that because I have it. That's why I have it set to ultra low latency. And I'm going to have to kick it up to normal latency. That's why it's saying that about the stream's current bit rate. Yeah, I'm going to have to kick it up. New computer. So I'm not used to it working this well. So I'm going to call it a night and let you guys digest what I've said.